just for those of you at home that are wondering just what the hell we're talking about, there's been a revival of the blues, traditional blues scene, and so it comes from that revival. You know, you would have these events where people would go and they would blues dance, and that revival started when you have West Coast and Lindy dances, which are huge. I mean, national events, and then you'd have a side room because people can't maintain that unless they're either really young or on drugs or really excited to dance. Like, it's really hard to maintain that, so they would have a blues room off to the side. You know, and I'm sure I'm screwing it up somewhere along the way in terms of the history, but then you'd start to have events that would take that traditional blues room and they would make that the main dance event. So pretty soon that was the main thing, so people would go and they'd dance that. But then you'd still have the same issue of fatigue where people were getting a little antsy, I guess, about wanting an outlet to dance blues, like in the style and frame of blues dance, which is a partner dance, but dance to something totally not blues. So you dance like the same way you dance to Muddy Waters, but instead of Muddy Waters, it would be like a dubstep song, or it would be some sort of crazy trip hop or things like that. And so it was about almost 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years by this summer, I got introduced to this whole world of the alternative blues dance thing when I got invited to co-DJ a set at this crazy warehouse party at this event called Urban Blues Recess. And it was here in Portland. And the guy that I was co-DJing with was somebody I met at Burning Man. And and I brought my violin along because I had some songs that I thought would be really fun to play over, and then I also had some songs that I'd written myself that would be fun to play along with, obviously. And I remember, like, I got all dressed up Burning Man style, so which totally set me apart from everybody else there. It was like me and him, and we were totally dressed up in like crazy face paint. Like, I had actually had a red face painted, like not red, a red hand, flame hand painted on my whole face. And then I'd had somebody paint my lips to look like an eye, so it looked like a winking eye when I smiled. And I had like a big feather in my hair. There's some really embarrassing pictures of me with this makeup, shirtless and suspenders, you know, that we can find on Facebook. But and it was like, it was amazing in the sense that we were in a totally, everything was being done completely on the DL. It was a really chaotic event. It was great and it was terrible at the same time. And I remember, like, it was our set, and I was so nervous because, like, I DJ'd parties quite poorly, actually, you know, leading up to that point. But I'd given it up. You know, I love DJing, but I just given it up because I didn't have it in me personally. Like, I just didn't have the strength of character. And I remember just being like so nervous, and I co-DJ his name's Ren Barrett, assuring me that everything was just going to be fine, that we've got this. And I remember we packed into his van, or a car, I don't even remember now, and we were in that van. We drove from the dance, which is underneath this intersection, to the main venue, which was this warehouse, with an acrobat who did she did trapeze from Cirque du Soleil, who just also was there, and she listened to one of my original compositions while we were driving there, and she decided on the spot that was going to be the one that she was going to perform to that night.
Wow.
And so that was crazy. And then when I got there, like, it was crazy to like, I played this music for people, and it was just me and him, and the compulsion to play violin over it was pretty heavy. So we played, and we slowly, this warehouse was getting filled with anywhere from like 400 to 500 people. And that was my experience with it. And then I remember just like these people coming up to me like, that was really great, man. Like, and I'll be like, oh, thanks, like this. And so like, I just really, the enormity of really what just happened hadn't hit me yet.
Yeah.
You know, I know that people liked it. People especially liked the song that I played with the trapeze performer. It was like, I was playing violin and watching her, and she was interacting with the violin, you know, and so like, that was amazing, and it gave me the opportunity. I got invited to play a house party here in Portland about a week after that, I believe, and the main organizer who did that Urban Blues Recess was there, and I remember playing a pretty shitty set. Like, it wasn't very good because I still had no real concept of what worked for these partner dancers.
Yeah.
And so like I played a lot of heavier, kind of more like, you know, like, hey everybody, dance party, woo stuff, and I remember like it not really going over very well. And then I remember, fuck, I guess, you know, I guess I'll just try playing just one of my original songs just for shits and giggles. And so it was this really delicate but very intense number with piano, and I started playing violin to it, and suddenly the atmosphere on the floor completely changed, and I watched the scene organizer and somebody else dance to the song, and I started to cry because it was amazing to see music being given actual kinetic form in that way. You know, it's quite unlike, I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen anything like it, but holy shit, it completely changes every perspective you have about the purpose of music and purpose of performing. And the organizer, his name is Justin Riley, he approached me after